Probably about 2 weeks after we landed in Italy, we started north, about 100 miles north of where we landed. We encountered the first enemy. First gunfire, you soon everybody scattered. And so when you're in combat, you scatter. You don't know where your squad is at, so you go hunting for them. You know, you try to find your own squad or your unit, but sometimes it takes a long time to find them because they're all scattered. Like in the old war, you know, they fight in formation, but the World War, no. First shots, everybody scattered to find a protection, you know. You can't tell. Some guys land in 2 or 3 companies back. When we left Anzio, we were bogged in that winter at Anzio. Nobody moved, only the artillery shells they kept. But when the spring broke, we headed for Rome. And the history book claims that another unit went into Rome, but we were first one to sight Rome. So they veered us north and west a little bit from Rome, and we come to a town called Civitavecchia, and that was the German stronghold there. And but we were there about 2 weeks. What we did, we just filled in holes because they were having a hard time, covered the holes where there were weak parts of the line. I guess every day you wake up and you wonder if you're hurt or if you're wounded in any way. So you get out of your hole, you know, in a foxhole, you get out and you feel yourself. If you're bleeding or anything, then every morning, if I'm okay, you know, you get up and say, well, thank God I'm alive, you know. And so I went through that 2 years. We were never soldiers. We were farmers, and so they put the experienced officers to lead us. See, but eventually, those officers left, and one of us became officers, and they promoted the Japanese officers. When you're really in combat, then you got an objective to go to, and that part, it really doesn't disappear. It's in you all the time, you know. You can't say you're really afraid. When the first shot is fired in the firing line, you know, in the battle, well, everybody, all they think about is getting protection, whether it's a big rock or whether it's a log or whatever it is, big tree, you get behind it, you look for those things. See, the worst part is panic. Everybody panics. And when you do that, that's when you get shot or killed, because you don't know where you're at, and you're just standing there, and the people that freeze, they can't move, you know, their mind don't work. And they just stand there. Well, it's just like shooting a duck. Yeah, there's people like that in the Army. They're really scared. But I feel that we've got to go. We've got to keep going. So next morning you get up and your orders come down, and your top sergeant will say, well, okay, you guys, you get your things ready. Said we're jumping off of 0600 or 0500 or whatever, you know. So we all get ready, get your equipment in order. World War II, you know, there's no individual fighting. It's all firepower, you know. You got the most firepower, most soldiers. They're the ones gonna win. They shelled us for 5 nights and 6 days. All of them kept a firing. So one morning, I got up and everything was quiet, and the briefing says that you guys are going to jump off at certain time. I said, okay. So I thought, well, we're going to go and things quiet, and I stepped out of this old broken shack, you know. Then the shell came. So I shouldn't have been out there, but I wanted to know just what terrain looked like, if it's a downhill or uphill. I wanted to see that. So I just stepped out the door, just maybe 30 feet, and I guess that German had his sights on me all the time, but he had hit me here. There, nicked the big artery, and you know these field medics, they're not doctors, you know, they just patch up. Well, he said, I can't do anything. He said, I don't know what to do. So idea came to him. He said, there's one thing I can do. I'll clamp it. And that's what kept me alive. The blood kept shooting out like that. He put a clamp on it, you know. Then we got captured, see, right after that. But I thought I was dead anyway. I thought to myself, I'll never make it. Some people got real grim stories, but mine was good. I was treated real good there. Nurse would come in twice a day, change my bandage. Every morning she'd do that. I don't see how people talk about Germans being, you know, mistreated, but I never was. They took care of me just like they would here. I got out of the hospital. I was able to walk with a cane. I went to a regular German POW camp. Then one day they called us the Allied troops, you know, the prisoners, and they called us out, and German officer said, we're going to move you. We're going to move you south. They said, those of you can walk, will walk. If you can't walk, we'll provide transportation. Then my two buddies that I met in the hospital, he said, "You don't want to go on that train." I said, "I can't walk with you guys." "Oh," he said, "we'll carry you if we can." You know? So they finally talked me into going with him. So we went from Nuremberg to Munich, 200 kilos, and we walked. Me with a cane, and finally, about 22nd day, we got to Munich. That's the first time I saw these coke ovens and things like that, you know, in the German camps. That's what Patton, he completely destroyed them. But that was a long walk. There was a kid that joined us. He was barely 20, I guess. We were advancing and he got hit. So, and he was dead. I know he's going to die. He got gut shot. He said, "Sergeant," he said, "I'm going to come back." I said, "Sure you are." He said, "They're going to take me back to battalion," and he was dead. I know you're going to die. They take me back to the hospital. They're going to fix me up, and it may take a while, but I want to come back. I said, "Sure, we need guys like you." But that's the only time in the 2-3 years I was over there, I ever shed any tears. I really felt sorry for the kid. If you see a man, one of you guys fall, and nobody's around, you go to him. You never leave him there till the 8 men get there. And I said, we leave no man alive. If he's dead, why you stick a gun in the ground, put the helmet on, and take his dog tag and hang it on him. But there was probably 10 or 12 guys I done that to, because nobody was around to help him. And I'm not an 8-man. I can't do anything, but I stayed with him. When I came back, and all my friends, you know, the American white friends, were kind of turned against us. But when I came back, most of them, they come told me, you know, that we were wrong. So all in all, I don't regret going over there. I was glad to be there because I was a little kid. I didn't know anything, you know, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot.